Shalom, shalom l'kulam. We're getting back to the next lesson and the last lesson of the yud and how it is used as a different prefix and suffix. Let's just have a brief review. We looked at the yud as a prefix, and that will be used to take a verb and make it into the third person masculine imperfect. In other words, he will do something. This is the significance as the yud as a prefix. As a suffix, we see it used as a possessive pronoun, my book, my bed, my whatever it is attached to a noun, either singular or plural. We see the yud used as attached to the various prepositions, be, in me, li, to me, kamoni, like me. We've looked at the yud as when it appears attached to a verb as a suffix with a nun, it becomes a direct object. He did something to me or for me. The last thing we looked at is the yud as a suffix being an adjective marker when it's attached to the various nations or the names of the nations or the ethnic groups. So we're going to continue from there, and we're going to see also that the yud is used as a suffix, as an adjective marker, when it appears with numbers.
Bereshit Aleph Pasuk Shmona, Genesis 1:8. Vayikra Elohim l'rakia shamayim, vayihi erev, vayihi voker, yom sheni. Bereshit Aleph Pasuk 13, Genesis 1:13. Vayihi erev, vayihi voker, yom shlishi. Bereshit Aleph Pasuk 14, Genesis 1:19. Vayihi erev, vayihi voker, yom revi'i.
So from the recounting of these days in Genesis, we see the second day, the third day, the fourth day, and so on. There are other places where, for example, the tribes are all bringing offerings. I think it's in Numbers, and you will see the second, the third, the fourth, all the way up to the 12th. In another presentation, in a PowerPoint presentation, we've talked about first. First does not carry this yud. First has a completely different word, rishon, from the word one, echad. So they're not related linguistically. But all the other numbers, 2, second, 3, third, 4, fourth, they're related, and we see they are attached by the yud. Let's go on and look at some other uses for the yud as a suffix.
Shemot Bet Pasuk Shmona, Exodus 2:8. Vatomer la bat paro, lechi v'telecha alma, v'tikra et em hayeled. Ruth Bet Pasuk 2, Ruth 2:2. Vatomer Ruth hamoaviyah el Naami, el chana hasadeh, va'alakata b'shibolim achar asher imtza chen be'enav, vatomer la lechi viti.
So the yud is used as a suffix for the imperative or the imperfect second person feminine. The imperative is always the second person. The imperative is a command. I can't command him to do something. I can only command you to do something. So we see at the end of the verb there is this yud. The first example is a command form. She said to her, that is the daughter of Pharaoh, she's talking to Miriam, go, lechi, and go to the young woman who can nurse the baby who she found in the river, who is Moses. So that commandment is to Miriam, lechi, go. In the second example, in Ruth, we see that Ruth is explaining to Naomi what she's going to do, that she's going to go to the field and gather as what the widows and orphans are left, to gather what is left behind. And Naomi says to her, lechi, go. And here's another yud. This is a yud that we learned previously. Viti is from bat, daughter, and Naomi calls Ruth biti, my daughter. So the first yud is lechi, that's the command form go, and the second one is my, from viti, my daughter.
Mizmor Mem Hey Pasuk Eser, Psalm 45:10. Shem'i vat urei v'hati oznech v'shichechi amech uvet avich. Yeshayahu Nun Daled Pasuk Arba, Isaiah 54 verse 4. Al tiri ki lo tevoshi v'al tekalmi ki lo tachpiri ki voshet alumayich tishkechi v'cherpat almanutayich lo tizkari od.
In the example from Psalm 45, these are all command forms. Shim'i, listen. Re'i, see. Hati, to extend or incline when it's used with the ear. So we have hati oznech, extend your ear, incline your ear. V'shechechi, forget. These are all command forms. In the second example, in the Isaiah piece, we see the imperfect second person feminine. You will, whatever. So the verb in this form has a prefix of tav, which we haven't covered that yet, but you will see also the suffix of the yud. So you have al tir'i, do not be afraid. Tevoshi, you will not be embarrassed or put to shame. Tekalmi, you will not be confused or confounded. Lo tachpiri, you will not receive reproach because shame of your widowhood. Tishkachi, you will forget, and you will not remember again. Lo tizkari. So these also end in yud. This is the yud of the second person, female, imperfect.
Nahum Daled Pasuk Achar Nahum 3:11. Gam at tishkari tehi na'alama, gam at tivakshi ma'oz me'oyev. Yeshayahu Mem Zayin Pasuk 5. Isaiah 47:5. Shvi dumam uvoi v'choshech bat kasdim ki lo tosifi yikru lach geveret mamlachot.
Again, the second person female imperfect. We see in the piece from Nahum, Tishkari, you will be drunk. Tivakshi, you will seek. In the piece from Isaiah, now we're going to see both forms, shvi and vo'i. These are command forms, but tosifi is an imperfect. You will continue.
Yechezkel Lamed Zayin Pasuk Tesha. Ezekiel 37:9. Vayomer Elai, Hinave el haruach, Hinave ben Adam, Va'amarta el haruach, Ko amar Adonai Yehovah, Me'arba ruchot, Boi haruach ufchi Baharugim ha'ele vayichyu. Mlachim Aleph, Perek Aleph, Pasuk 13. 1 Kings chapter 1, verse 13. L'chi uvoi el hamelech David, ve'amart elav, halo ata Adoni hamelech, nishbata la'amatcha lemor, ki Shlomo vanech yimloch acharai, v'hu yeshev al kisi, umadua malach Adoniyahu.
All right, just by way of review, let's look at this piece from Ezekiel. You have that vav for va and yomer. Here's a prefix of a yud. He will speak a lie. This yud is for me. It's combined with the preposition el, to me. In the second line, ve'amarta, and you will say. You have the he in ha ruach for the spirit. The Yud at the end of Adonai, we talked about Adonai, Adon, it means the Adon is plural, lords. And so it's my lords. This is a formal name that's used when we address our Father in heaven, Adonai. We have the Yud at the end of Boi, which is one very important word to know, because who is he and he is she, and when you want a girl to come here, you say boy. I don't know. Boi means come here. It's a second person feminine singular. You come here. We have the Hey. Remember that Hey? That's Haruach, the Spirit. U. That Vav is for and. Remember we talked about when the Vav for and comes before a labial, it's not going to be V, it's going to be U. Ufchi, this is a command form, blow, to blow a breath, to breathe on. Ha, ele, that ha is the, and this is the way of expressing these. These dead people. V, that vav there is for and. The yud there is he will or they will, and the u at the end is that plural vav at the end, u. V'yichyu, and they will live. From the piece in 1 Kings, Lechi, that yud is the command form. Remember we saw it before. You go to one woman. Go. Uvoi, and come to the King David and say, a lav. That vav is him. It's attached to the preposition el. A lav, it's a peculiar form. It carries a yud with it. To him. Hello. Remember hello? It means, is it not so? Adoni. It's not Adonai. Remember there's a difference. Adoni, my Lord. He's addressing him formally. HaMelech, O King. Right? That's one of the Hays. It's not the king here. It's O King. That vocative. We see the Yimloch, the Yud for the Yimloch. He will rule. Acharai, that Yud is for me. Acharei means behind or after, in place. He will rule after me. Acharai. Vav, v'hu, he will sit on kis'i, my throne, my seat, my throne. Here's the vav u, umadua. Remember that the and, that vav turns to an u we talked about. Mem is a labial, so it's not v'madua, it's umadua. Adoniyahu is a name. It's the name of Elijah. So I think that we have completed most of the uses for the yud now. And next time we'll actually just have a short lesson on what does it mean when Yeshua talks about jots and tittles. In the meantime, keep your eyes on the sky. Your redemption draweth nigh. Tasimat ha'inayim al hashamayim. Shalom.